Hello and welcome to Tech Fête with Carol. So, are you wondering what in the world this Tech Fête is all about? Well, a Tech Fête is simply a celebration of the technology that we have available to us to improve our students' learning in the classroom. And so, in honor of this technology that we have available to us, I'm going to spend some time each week celebrating one particular tech tool that's available to us. So, for example, we could go over some of the Google tools. We have Docs, Forms, Google Drawing, Sheets, Google Slides. We'll look at each of those. We'll also look at Chromebook add-ons and extensions that are available in the Chromebook store. And then we're going to look at various ways that we can use these in daily instruction and how they can help us. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and we're going to get started. And today, the first thing that we are going to do is look at Google Forms. Now, there's different ways that you can get to Google Forms. You can simply go to Apps in Chrome. You'll have it, and then you can scroll over to where you see Google Forms and click on it. Or if you are already in your Google Drive, you can just click on New, go to More, and then click Google Forms. So Google Forms is just a way that you can make a survey, create a test, and that's what we're going to do today is create a test. So since we all have our parish accounts, you can require that they have their RPSB login in order to view this form. And what I would suggest is that you automatically collect the username so that when the form is submitted, you can see exactly who it was. You can have it show the progress at the bottom if you want, and then only one response per person, which requires them to log in, which they would be. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to give our form a title, and I'm going to go ahead and create a test here just to kind of show you the different options. So we've been studying electricity in my classroom. So we're going to look at electricity. And the first thing that we're going to do is have our question. So I'm going to put 1 for the question. And I know I've had them log in so that I know exactly what username it is, but I'm going to go ahead and make this one name. And so the first thing they need to do is put in their name. That's not a multiple choice question. So I'm going to click here, and it's just a text response. So they would receive a text box where they can just write their name. I'm going to require this question so they can't continue or turn in the quiz without putting their name on it. And I'm going to click done. And now this is what it's going to show you, what it looks like when you're finished. You can go ahead and add an item. If you click the little arrow, it gives you the menu of the different things that you can add. We're going to go ahead and do a multiple choice question. So this will be question 2. And I want to know, electricity travels through something which allow electricity to pass or move through it. And so since this is multiple choice, I'm going to come down here and put my options: insulator, conductor, or source. And again, I want to require the question and click done. And so they would simply choose. I'm going to add another item, and again, I'm going to do a multiple choice. And here, oh, I didn't put my number. Something does not allow energy to pass through it. And I'm going to have the same answer choices. Now, one thing that you can do, I'm going to click done, is if you see here, you can duplicate a question. So since I have the same answer choices for each one, I can simply click duplicate. It automatically has it, and all I need to do is adjust the format of the question. So now I can just say rubber and plastic are examples of, and then they would choose. It's already clicked required question because I duplicated it. So I'm going to do one more. And I'll go ahead and duplicate this one. This would be question 5. And I know I'm ending a sentence with a preposition. It pains me. But for the sake of getting it done, we're going to leave it as that. And now I want to show you a drop down. So if you choose from a list, it creates a drop down menu. So here, I'm going to say, please identify the following circuit. And their choices are going to be parallel, open, oops, or series. And I'm going to require this. Now, you're asking yourself, well, what are they identifying? How do they know what to do? So what I want to do is I want to add an image. Now, I need an image of a circuit. And so what I'm going to do is, you see where it says by URL? I can simply go, I'll type in picture of a series circuit, and I can just click an example. Here would be an example. Here's another example. I'll go to view image. It has here a site, so I'm going to copy and paste that. And then when I come back to my form, I can paste that right there and click select. Okay. And I will click done. Now, my picture is below the question. You could have an option to where you put the picture above it. If you notice that when I hover right here, it has the crosses. I can just move this question to wherever I want. So let's say that I didn't number these and I just wanted to change these. You can drag questions and put them in any order that you want. So I'm going to leave this below because I did put, please identify the following circuit, meaning the one that's below it. And then I want to, next, I want to have an open-ended question. So I'm going to do a paragraph text so that they can have a free response. And I want them to list the steps needed to create an electromagnet. They're going to have space to write a paragraph. And there you go. So I want you to be thinking as I'm going through this, obviously I just have some science that I'm putting on here, but think of all the different things that you could be using this for, whether it's a test or a survey maybe that you need the class to take, anything like that. And if you have something that you're thinking of, please let me know. And so another thing that you can add is a section header. So if you see here, we'll add section header. And I'm just going to go ahead and give this the title, Electricity. Click Done. Now, it's way down here. I started talking about electricity up here. So I'm going to put it underneath Name. Let them know that we're talking about electricity. Okay. Next thing that we're going to do, I want to show you a cool feature. You can add a page break so that they're taking information just pages at a time, so you can give them a short bit of information and break it down for those that may get overwhelmed with a long page of information or questions. So I'm going to add a page break, and I'm going to have my new page talk about reflections. And so this is where I want them to personally reflect. And I want to show you a scale. You can have students rate things on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 to 5, whatever you would like. And so I simply want to know on a scale of 1 to 5, how well do you think you did on this quiz? And so they would just choose. Now let me show you what this looks like. They would just choose 1 to 5. Now one thing I need to edit because I didn't give them any. 1 would simply be they totally bombed it. And 5 would be I did awesome. So now they can rate it. 1, I totally bombed it. 5, I did awesome, or somewhere in the middle. The next thing I want to show you is something that's really cool. It's called a grid. And so here I want to say, please rate following activities we did in class based on how much you learned and or enjoyed them. I couldn't decide on how I wanted to do it, so we're just going to do it this way for now. So you're going to notice I have rows and I have columns. My first row, I'm going to list the activities that we did together in class. So one activity we did was creating an electromagnet. Another activity we did was creating circuits with battery and bulbs. And then we also did a circuit cut and paste in our science notebooks. And now I need to give them the option of how well they enjoyed these activities. So one will say, did not enjoy. Sometimes they just hate it. Okay, it was okay. I liked it. Oh, you can tell I'm at school. And then I loved it. Sometimes they do love our activities. And we're going to have one response per row. So they have to choose something. Okay. Maybe I was absent because if somebody was not here and they didn't get to participate in the activity, they can't rate how they enjoyed it. So they need an option. So now you can see it gives this grid and they just go through and they can check what they liked. So this is just an option of some things that you can do. Now down here, this is a confirmation page. So once they have finished, this is what they're going to see. And you can leave it as your response has been recorded. You can put whatever you would like. So Mrs. Kelly is proud of you. Or if you have something that you want them to do after they have finished the quiz, you could go ahead and put right there what you would like for them to do. You may read silently. And so you can allow them to edit if you would like. I'm not going to give that option for this. And so now I have the option to embed it, to share it with Google Plus, or I can send it email. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just click done, and I am going to come up here and I'm going to click view live form. And now you can see exactly what the form looks like online. You see it 50% complete. You go to continue, but I can't continue until I go through and answer all of these. So I'm going to stop for a second. All right, so now I'm in Google Classroom, and what I want to do is I want to create the assignment so that I can share the link with all of the students. So I'm going to come down here and I'm going to click the plus sign, and I am going to create an assignment. This is going to be electricity quiz. You can set a due date or you can not have a due date. It's up to you. And I can either upload it or I can attach the link. So what I'm going to do is I am going to get this link here for the live form, and I am going to paste it here, and I will say, click on the link below to complete your quiz, and I'm going to assign this to the students. So now when my students come in, they're going to see electricity quiz and they will be able to complete it. So in another one, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how, when their answers start coming in, what that will look like. So hopefully you have some ideas of how you would like to use Google Forms in your room, and how maybe you could have the students use Google Forms themselves to create surveys or quizzes of their own that they could share with classmates. So thank you for joining me on our first Tech Tuesday, and I hope you learned something and enjoyed it.